Heartiest welcome to Global Talk Show by Business Power Academy, Netherlands. And today we have an amazing guest, again from beautiful country, UK. And she is none other than Rachel Glendinning. Welcome, Rachel, to our show today once again.
Oh, thank you, Supriya. And it's an absolute pleasure and honor to be streaming here from the UK. I'm actually from my home today. I've got my beautiful 6-year-old entertained downstairs. So yes, I'm very much in the reality of the intensity of life for women as we're speaking to support women. So yeah, just tell you where I am right in this moment.
Well, before I take a lovely deep dive in beautiful, incredible journey with Rachel, let me apprise about Rachel. She is a multi-awarded, multi-talented person, founder of Quifa Healing, qualified practitioner, the Greenberg method, leading stress and pain solutions. So I am so super excited to take this journey on with Rachel. And Rachel, as we go on, people are so excited to know your incredible journey, and I am too. So let's go with your journey.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I was reflecting, Supriya, just before I came on this call, because it's really important to me that it's efficient. And I think we all as human beings have inspiring stories. And I have my story. My story actually would take a long time to tell. But I think what I want to share is essentially from my story, what I'm giving back, what I've received and learned along my journey, along my own struggle. What I want to give back from my story is sharing and yeah, really teaching and sharing how I went from my own struggle and suffering and how I transformed that to find personal freedom. And I am mindful of, words that I speak and talking about things, because I'm aware that it's really easy to have just concepts of things. And it's one thing that I'm so grateful of meeting the Greenberg method. If you don't know the Greenberg method, it was founded by Avi Greenberg and his wife, actually. And the thing that I loved about this method, and the thing that I share in my own approach, is opening the doorway from our body. Because I have nothing against psychologists, but I'm really careful that it's not just an understanding, because I think we can understand, we can find things that are logical, but the pain for me remains that it doesn't necessarily mean that we can change. And yeah, so I firstly want to say that just to get your listeners to start to be curious about the change coming from us as a human being, and that's not just our mind. And I was a little bit frustrated, if I can say that word, when this new fashion, global fashion of mental health, arrived on the scene, because again, we go fixated with the mind. And there's nothing wrong with the mind. We need our mind, and the mind is incredible. But what I've learned from being a body-based practitioner, looking at the magic and the wisdom of our bodies. And let me just add that the way that I work, when I say your body, I include your mind, not separating them. And yeah, so the mental health concept for me just takes us back to the fixation with our mind. So the first thing I would say is an opening, an invitation, just to consider the magic, the wisdom, and your story being held in you, including your body.
Wow, this is really great, Rachel. And you have covered all the points of your incredible story in such a short, crisp, and powerful way. So this is the loveliest answer. Thank you so much for this great answer. And I'm sure people watching us live and who are going to watch this video later, they are going to get lot and lot of powerful messages from your answer. Thank you so much, Rachel. Well, moving to this beautiful journey with Rachel, I would love to know, has Rachel faced like everyone, any challenges in her life? And what kind of challenges, Rachel, you had faced? And how did you overcome those great challenges? So we would love to know. And it would be too inspiring to know those things. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know what? You mentioned my brand, and I'll just clarify that at the end. And I have actually just made a rebrand from Chifa Healing, was something I came up with last year, and I didn't share, but actually when I went to university I was 20 years old, the subject I studied was modern Chinese studies. So I spent a year and a half living in China. And so I have a deep respect for these ancient wisdoms. Also, I have a very deep connection with India. Supriya, you'll be glad to know. I studied a lot of the spirituality, the yoga limbs. I'm a qualified yoga teacher, and I've spent some time in India. And so the deep wisdom of these ancient practices for me, one being Chinese medicine, and also there's Qigong, there's Tai Chi, there's the martial arts that come from Asia, but also the yogic system. And so that name Qi is energy, and Fa means to regulate. Qi also means to enlighten. And what I loved about this word Qi was also that in the Arabic language, it means to develop together. And then I was being called this year just to make a slight change. And what's been coming through for me is I've gone a little bit with my name, because my name initials are RG. And I know that the work that I've done for me and the work that I want to do for humanity is that we recover our greatness. And, you know, I had this memory this morning. In school, I remembered when I was doing my mock A-levels, that we have an A-level system, which is just before we go into university. And I remember doing the mocks, and I remember being the top. I was had the top mark in geography of the whole year, and I had the top mark of the whole year for French. And I remember I was just reflecting, you know, is it a good thing that we have this striving to be the best? You know, I was the best, I was the top in my year, in my exam anyway. And I was just tuning in, having a 6-year-old, and thinking, this world that we live in that's very competitive, you know, driven by competition to be the best, and what it brings often is pressure and needing to be perfect. And I can say, Supriya, those destroyed me, you know, this path of trying to be perfect and be the best all the time. I'm not sure it's useful for us as a human being, because what I remember was, when you get to that top place, the only place you've got to go is to fall. You know, you made it to the top, there's nowhere else to go. And so what I've come to really relish is, I don't want to be the best healer in the world. You know, healing is my thing. I want to be one of the greatest. I want to be great. But not there on the podium and looking down. I want to be shoulder to shoulder with other women or men also. I'm inclusive of everyone. And so I think this recovering our greatness, it's not a separation, you know, I'm the top in the year and I'm looking down. Greatness. And I want us to recover our greatness. And then this just takes me on. My journey has been about recovering what I lost, the parts of me that I lost through traumatic experiences, the parts of me where I literally got lost. You know, I started my profession, I'm now in healing, but my profession started at Vogue magazine. You'll all know Vogue magazine. And I was in this beautiful world of advertising, beautiful world, going around the revolving doors into the Condé Nast office in my stiletto heels, which I soon traded for bare feet on the yoga floor, on my yoga mat. but I got lost. I got lost in distraction, really. Actually, I was very much in, you know, the party world. I was drinking a lot and in the VIP parties, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it wasn't rooted in me knowing myself. And so I'm so grateful just connecting with you in your land of spirituality and yoga, because that was really what brought me back to not destroying myself. And I think a lot of people, even though I'm not giving you the whole story, I'm just giving you a little flavor. I think many people know how we get lost through addiction and shopping and wanting this, and then we want the next thing, you know, whether it's the fast car or the bigger house. I'm all for that. Like, I also have those desires, but I want that it's coming from our soul, and it's coming from, yeah, the fullness of us, not just from ego driven. So yeah, I definitely went on that journey from the ego to find my heart and my soul.
And Rachel, I'm so happy because coming out of those, you can say liberations, when you get the word called in spirituality, there's a word called moksha, liberation from all these, when you have addictions. And when you go deep into spirituality, you feel exact meaning of the world, exact meaning of soul. What is the purpose? Why God has sent us to this world? We all have few deeds, few responsibilities, and we are just like puppets in the hands of God. You know how we enjoy a puppet show? We see, oh, what this puppet is doing, how he's dancing, how she is speaking. This is all given by the, you can say, the Almighty, the God. And spiritualism can change, can heal anything in this world. So I reciprocate the same, Rachel. It's very great and very beautiful feeling when you move towards spirituality, and then and there you feel your life starts changing, because you can heal anything, you can feel anything, and the most important, your soul is content, your soul is at peace. And whenever you feel, going to bed, you will not have those stresses or tensions, or a rat race, competition, cutthroat competition. You feel relaxed, calm, and peace. And peace, mental peace is very important. No matter if you have 100 pounds, or you can say million pounds besides you, but if you don't have a peaceful sleep and a beautiful, calm heart, this is not the life. This is, I truly reciprocate, and I truly agree with you, Rachel. And beautiful, the way you said about the how you came, how the challenges, how you moved. So it is really awesome, inspiring, and incredible. Thank you so much for this loveliest answer. And I'm sure our people, our global people who are watching us live globally across the globe, you can say they are going to get a lot of answers for their life too. So thank you so much, Rachel, for this answer. Well, we all know, Rachel, you are a pain healer, and you have an academy too, QFI Academy, and you are taking a lot of coaching sessions. So let's highlight and let's know about your work. So kindly enlighten us with your great work. We would love to know that.
Yeah. So I feel a duty. I feel a duty to share the learnings and the teachings that have transformed my life. And I think this is common. I think when we meet coaches or practitioners or healers or teachers, there's this desire to give back. There's this desire that if we've learned something, or something that has transformed our life, it feels like a duty to share with others. And that's definitely the seat that I sit in. I have just healed so much. So I don't think it's by chance that I'm a healer. And so I think the people that I attract, and if you're listening, I want to give you some hope. Struggle and suffering, anyone that feels that they're in a downward spiral and they just don't know how to move out of that. And that can be physical symptoms, because I really do know the suffering that we can get stuck in when we've got a pain, a back pain that takes our attention, that makes us short and bad-tempered with our children because we just get fed up with the pain in the body. I also know how it feels to have anxiety, like really social anxiety I used to suffer with. I used to want to so much be around all these people in parties and restaurants and connect, and something in my body needed healing to really allow me to be grounded in those spaces. And struggle in relationships, oh my goodness, I was feeling this morning to even communicate to my incredible man how lucky I feel, how grateful I am to have met him. But the only reason that I met him was because I became the match to his greatness. Like sometimes I think we can be outward looking for that love that we want. And I can really just share with those of you listening, come back to yourself. Like I took a year really intentionally working with a relationship coach, not on the continual dating, looking out, the neediness to meet a match or to find love. I came back to myself and I did the work on myself, and I healed that part of me that was needy, like always needing this man. It's a real suffering place to need somebody. And so come back to you. Focus on getting really, really clear on what it is that you want. Like really, what is it that you want? Because I think suffering and struggle comes for human beings when we don't really know what we want to ask for. We don't really know what we want. And if we're coming with that energy of not knowing what we want, or we just know a little bit what we want, then the universe will reflect that back. And so I can say, the match, the man that stands now in my life, is the clarity and the alignment I got into for myself. And I also got so clear on my boundaries of this kind of behavior from a man I will not tolerate. Like this, I am not available for. And for women listening, to really be okay with your anger, because your anger is to say no. And I know that, you know, I've worked with women that have struggled with what we would maybe call, you know, narcissistic behavior in relationships, abuse in relationships. And again, it comes back to you, because I strengthened my not tolerating, no way. And I'm able to say no, and I'm able to stop the kind of person that I do not want in my life, because that drains my energy and I'm not available for that, because my life is precious and I'm precious just as you're precious. When you're able to strengthen your energy, you actually stop attracting that kind of person. You might have to say no a few times, but then you'll start attracting the kind of qualities that you want in that partner. So yeah, so the love, the health I just mentioned, like the physical symptoms that I healed. So my approach works for any kind of struggling and allows you to have all of the things you want in your life. Because what I'm teaching you is to not suffer, to not be the victim of any area of your life. I truly believe whatever circumstance you're sat in right now, whether it's with chronic pain, it's with debt, you know, in your bank account, whether it's with anxiety or depression and, you know, rumination in your mind, so physical, mental, you know, feeling that you don't have purpose, that you're just in a daytime job that drains the living hell out of you. I know that you can get out of that and start to live a life that is fulfilling and rich and meaningful, because I did it. And I did it by healing patterns. I did it by transforming, moving through fear, moving through pain. And I know it sounds something that maybe it's difficult to catch when I say that. What do you mean healing fear and getting through fear and getting through pain? They're often these energies or words that, that are maybe words that we want to avoid. We don't want to go into fear. We don't want to go into pain. It feels, you know, something that is better to avoid as a human being. But if you want to come and discover more, and any of you that are listening, you just would love, just check out my social media, because I give a lot of information and clarity and work for free. But those of you that at any point want to dive deeper with me, yeah, I will teach you how to not get stuck, like frozen with fear. I'll teach you how to move through it so that your life expands.
Wow, Rachel, I don't have words to describe your versatility. This is really amazing work which you are doing. And here, I would love to request my global audience, if you're suffering in your relationships, if you don't have any way, if you can't see, if you are just feeling suffocation, this is not a life, this is not a relationship which you desire. So first deserve, then desire. And for all the solutions I can give, only one relationship coach, that is Rachel. So if you are going to have any sort of answers or solutions to your life, to you, I can say every black cloud has a silver lining. And here is the answer with Rachel. So contact her. She will be helping you in coming out of those pits. Even you don't know in which pits you are in. Because when we are in any bad relationship, we don't know. We don't know what is good for us. We are just feeling stuck up. And when you comes out of those pits, you feel great. This is the place where I always wanted to be. So for that place to desire, for acknowledge, the answer can be given only by Rachel Glendinning. And please, please, please make your life successful, meaningful, and also a transformed one. Because once in a lifetime, we get this beautiful life. So live every moment of your life peaceful. Thank you so much, Rachel, for highlighting, for enlightening us your great work. You are doing a fabulous job. And I truly, truly believe in your sincerity, and you can say your spirituality. That speaks a lot about you and your great personality. Well, moving to this beautiful journey, Global Talk Show with Rachel, I would love to know, Rachel, along with my global audience, what is your mission? What are your plans for future? We would love to know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Supriya, when I started my own kind of awakening and spiritual journey, it became really clear to me that, I think some people are on the planet to work with animals, some people maybe to work with the stars. I found out very quickly that I'm here for human beings. Like I feel the pain of human beings. I feel our pain and struggle and suffering. And my mission has continued for 20 years now, which is to support you in moving through that struggle and that suffering. And there is a lot of suffering, so I still have a mission to do. I am in the process of opening, you mentioned Academy. I know it's part of my mission to share the approach, be that working online or for those of you that are curious about how we heal with touch, like working with the body. I definitely want to give and teach this approach so that there's more healers in the world. I think, to get more healers in the world, not just me online and in my private practice. So that's one thing. I've got an academy coming. I also am just refining my online group program, because it's always been important to me that the reach happens, that I can support more of you. And not all of you live here in London, not all of you live here in the UK. So this incredible platform that we now have, social media, and being able to work virtually means that I can support more of you. So I've got a group program coming. Now, the great thing about the online group program is that I'm intending to make it as affordable as I can for everybody, because I'm aware that, price point can be a barrier for people. So that's coming. So yeah, I've got Recovering Your Greatness. Recovering Your Greatness is going to be an online program. And then I have my academy. And I'm also I've got a little voice often in my mind that there is a book that I'm going to be starting to write, likely over the the summer. Again, another affordable way. And I really want to share in a practical way, in a practical book, how you can use my approach to heal those things that I mentioned, whether it's physical pain, whether it's relationship struggle, whether it's you know, patterns with money, that you want to heal your relationship with money so that the flow of money comes to fulfill you. So yeah, there's a book too.
Wow. Rachel, I am sure that when I meet you next time, all these missions and visions, you will be telling, wow, this has been accomplished, and we'll be celebrating together, because your mission and vision have that purity of helping, because taking pain from others and making them smile is just like the deeds of a god. And it's very easy to make anybody angry or sad, but it's very, very difficult to make them smile once again, to give them life once again. And that's a beautiful work, Rachel, which you are doing for the society, for the humanity. And I wish you all the best. Heartfelt gratitude to you, to your work, to your academy, to get prosperity in coming years. And your mission and vision should be accomplished with great laurels, with great success. Thank you so much for this loveliest answer of your great mission. Well, Rachel, I have never, I never thought that these 20-30 minutes will pass so soon, because talking to you, listening to you was really, really awesome. And talking about your work, your life, your challenges, you have inspired today millions. Well, before I say goodbye to you or to my global audience, I would love to know your message to the people. What is your beautiful message?
Don't give up on hope. I would say, you know, keep and really, as much as you can, get into your intention. Like, what is your intention? What's your desire? And another thing is really paying attention to how you treat others and how you treat the world, because I'm a big believer in what we put out comes back. So yeah, a little moment today to consider your acts and your words and your intentions. They're powerful. They're powerful, and it comes back to you.
Wow, this is fabulous. And I'm sure my global audience are going to get lot of wisdom of nuggets today from this show with Rachel. And if they are struggling in their life, in their journey, in their relationship, or if they feel stuck up in their career too, Rachel is here to give you the greatness of life, the confidence in life, because if you have confidence, confidence creates miracles. So let's connect with Rachel. Make yourself the best version of your life, because this is the beautiful life and you get once in a lifetime beautiful golden chance. So thank you so much, Rachel, for coming to our show and enlightening this beautiful journey of yours and imbibing, spreading confidence, spreading positivity, and of course, your beautiful smile across the globe. And you have inspired people who are going to love us this show once again. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, my global audience, for always loving us, inspiring us. So keep doing that and stay happy, hale and hearty. Bye-bye for now.